My life wasn't always good. I was bullied really badly as a child, and it knocked my confidence, it gave me anxiety, all of these things that I brought into my adulthood. But importantly, I was written off in school as someone who would never go very far, who would never get to university or achieve anything great. I was also very ill as a child. I had some very bad conditions with my lungs, which were supposed to kill me. So in theory, I shouldn't actually be alive. So my development was delayed by about 5 years. I was always a lot weaker. I was a lot smaller. I was a lot weaker than everyone else. And because of that, as people started to grow up and people started to develop and I didn't, I really developed this mindset that I really was always the underdog, and I was always kind of begging for attention, begging for respect, and I could never be popular. Anyway, we're going to fast forward a little bit. When I was at university, I've already proven people wrong there, I was still anxious and I was still being bullied. And it really hurt. It really sucked because by the time I was 19, I thought my life would be figured. I thought I'd have friends all around me. I thought that I'd be this confident, strong guy, presence of power and strength, but that wasn't the case. And I was really anxious. And I didn't even trust the people I lived with because they would come into my room at night and pull pranks on me and do horrible things to me. I even called the police a few times. It was a really tough experience. My anxiety got so high and my depression got so strong that something had to change. I went to psychological therapy first, and she then referred me on to a hypnotherapist who was fantastic, but it was scary, it was intimidating. I didn't know what to expect. And worst of all is that I had to bring back all my traumas up to the surface, including things I didn't even know were affecting me. He rewired me. He gave me that confidence that I didn't have. He actually reprogrammed my subconscious on a daily basis, put suggestions into my brain. But I also had a CD that I would listen to every night. His voice would constantly say, "You are a confident, attractive, assertive person." And eventually that started to sink in. He rewired my confidence, and he also changed my habits in social situations and gave me the belief that I could become a confident person. And within a few months, I was actually seeing huge changes. So after many years of wins and successes with my mentor, the hypnotherapist, I was happy. I was in a relationship with a really good-looking girl. I had amazing social status. I was proving everyone wrong. I was a very successful athlete. I was winning taekwondo competitions. But that's where it went wrong, because one day, in the British Championship semi-final, I got kicked in the leg very hard and it tore one of my ligaments. This is where I realized that a lot of my confidence was dependent upon my ability as a martial artist, upon what I was able to provide in terms of a performer. It was dependent upon the physicality of my new improved body that it had given me, of my wins and my trophies and the belt that I wore around my waist. I was a 2nd degree black belt, and suddenly I felt that that thing I woke up for in the morning that gave me confidence and purpose was taken away from me, and that really hurt in every sense of the word. And all my anxiety came back. I felt worthless. I felt like nothing, and all that confidence I had in my relationship and all my friendships, the way I walked, the way I talked, the way I stood, all of that declined. and I had this horrible, long, rough road of recovery and rehabilitation to get my knee working again, so that I could come back to being this confident, strong person, this alpha, if you would. And it completely changed me. It made me realize that my confidence I had was 100% dependent on what I could offer, on actual my physicality, what my body could do, as opposed to being happy with the way things are. So it wasn't really true confidence yet. And then one day, the best moment for me was actually only a few weeks ago, when I realized that my confidence wasn't dependent on anything, on any physical thing, and that I can choose confidence at any point in time by just the way I stand, the way with open body posture, standing upright, keeping my spine straight, breathing deeply. I realize my confidence is not dependent on any physical thing, and that it's actually inside me at any time. And if at any time I wanted to be strong, if I wanted to be confident, if I wanted to be respected, that I can switch that on at any time, regardless of how big my muscles are, regardless of what I may or may not be achieving, or things I may own.